The advancement in technology has led to the genesis of several high-quality guns that are powerful and reliable. But there are a few rotten ones that don't deliver what they promised and can even cause harm to the shooter. So to make your search for the perfect gun a lot easier, we've compiled a list of guns that only idiots carry. Doesn't the concept of a gun combined with a knife sound like the best survival tool ever? But stay tuned till the end to find out why people call it the worst gun to ever be made. Custom-designed Glocks are the epitome of style and luxury. A Gucci Glock, with its unique and eye-catching design, is a functional weapon that will turn heads at the range. Custom grips, durable ceramic coatings, and unique engravings can transform your firearm into a piece of art. To truly make it a Gucci gun, incorporate the aesthetic of Gucci's products. But at the end of the day, is it any good? Will a potential threat be neutralized by melting over your rosy weapon? The answer is no. It is just a waste of money. Turning a Glock into a Gucci gun is not a good idea at all. Firstly, excessive customization may compromise the functionality and reliability of the firearm. Adding too many accessories and modifications can alter the balance and weight of the gun, which may affect its accuracy and performance. Secondly, excessive customization may also affect the resale value of the firearm. While personalization may be appealing to the owner, potential buyers may not share the same taste, and the customized features may not appeal to them. And to be honest, if you have so much money to burn on custom skins, then why don't you just buy a decent gun in the first place? The Beretta Thunder is a very small concealed carry semi-automatic handgun. There are a lot of die-hard fans who would claim that Beretta Thunder is the best gun out there because of its ergonomics, looks, and reliability. But you can surely get better guns at the same price. The Beretta Thunder was first introduced to the public in 1995 and was intended to be a civilian gun. It wasn't a huge success at first, but later on some people started to buy it. The worst part about this gun is how unoriginal it is. KT is pretty much a clone of the almighty Walther PPK. Despite the design of the gun being lazy, the overall finishing is not impressive at all. But you have to admit that it does its job of being a concealed carry gun by snugly and comfortably fitting into your waistband. Speaking about the accuracy, the Beretta Thunder is not that impressive. The barrel is short and the sights are odd looking. The sights are pretty much tiny bumps on the end of the slide. Although it is a snag-free design, the company could have done much better. Mars Pistol. At the beginning of the 20th century, inventors put their blood, sweat, and tears into crafting the perfect self-loading pistol. Today, the Colt M1911 is a standard pistol, but before its origin, several other guns were made to accomplish this goal. Many of them ended up being tragic failures. One such gun is the Mars Pistol. This gun is available in 9mm and 45 ACP calibers. The 45 ACP version of the gun was the most powerful handgun in the world at one point in time. This gun used a long recoil rotating bolt action. The feed mechanism of this gun is very unique as it pulls cartridges backwards out of the magazine and then lifts them up into the breech face. But despite all of these innovations, the public had a strong opinion about this gun. No one who fired once with a pistol wished to shoot it again. That's a tough judgment. This gun was not widely used because of its mechanical complexity and unacceptably powerful recoil. The fact that this gun ejected used cartridges directly into the shooter's face also didn't sit right with the users. Apache Pistol. This pistol appears to be perfect in theory. It was supposed to be the brilliant combination of a knife, brass knuckles, and a small caliber revolver all packed into a fold-out package, but this gun overpromises and underdelivers like all the other guns on this list. The reality was that none of these components worked perfectly. The brass knuckle component was just fine, but the problem was raised with the other two. The knife is very thin and flimsy on its hinge. The revolver was an ultra-utter failure as it is terribly underpowered and inaccurate. If you thought that the list of cons about the gun ends there, you're wrong. As you all know, a gun is supposed to protect you. This one does the exact opposite. Because of the unguarded trigger, the user is likely to accidentally fire the weapon often and cause harm. Koch Run Turret Revolver. The Colt revolver was a huge hit when it was first released in the 1830s because of its great efficiency and brilliant design. The company was also reaping a huge fortune because of the success of this revolver. Naturally, several other gun manufacturers tried to develop their versions of the iconic revolving mechanism and create a legacy. Some were more unsuccessful than the rest. The strangest thing of them all was the turret gun. Here's how this works. The turret was a round disc with holes drilled into it, which could hold powder and a ball. To fire the best ball, the shooter has to move the disc from an empty hole to a loaded one. This mechanism is not the worst one we've ever heard, but it turned out to be impractical. In the end, the shooter will essentially have a loaded gun pointed at them, which wasn't the safest option. So in the tragic incident when the gun misfired, other chambers could discharge, which includes the one pointing at the shooter. So this makes it obvious why this isn't the most popular gun out there. MTB-176. The MGB-176 is a new and improved version of the American 180 submachine gun. It is a compact submachine gun that has a magazine on the top. It was used by the Slovenian police, although not anymore. The receiver is built out of a type of plastic that is impact resistant. This gun is blowback operated and fires from an open bolt. It also doesn't have a fire selector like the normal guns. Instead, it has a multi-stage trigger. When you lightly pull the trigger, you get single shots. Pulling the trigger all the way leads to a fully automatic fire. The barrel can even be removed through a lug near the ejection port. This gun is chambered for a .22 caliber long rifle round, but this small caliber is really beneficial as the recoil and noise are reduced. But the worst part about the gun is that immediately after 10 fire bursts, several shooters reported malfunctioning of the weapon. FN57. The reason why this gun is on our list is not that the gun has poor design or bad performance. It is simply because people are idiots if they ever buy this gun, as so many better options are available. The specifications of this gun are quite decent, however the problem is that it costs so much. You're getting so little for the huge price you pay for it. The first generation model of the gun had plastic sights, and the second generation model had plastic coated sights. In both cases, they are standard white dots. The frame and slide are made entirely of plastic too, so you have to pay $1,500 for such a poor quality build. Also, the rounds used in the gun cost an irrational amount. You can buy better quality guns like the Springfield XD for half the price. Also, the gun's safety sits on the side of its barrel and the grip is way too long. Remington R51. The R51 is basically a modernized version of the Remington Model 51. It was a revolutionary gun in the 20th century that could fit right into your pocket and was extremely lightweight. The original version was praised for its outstanding ergonomics, simplicity, and reliability. The new version 2 promised the same, but they really messed up the finer details. The R51 was set to have slim width and weigh just 22 ounces, but it was plagued with problems. Accidental discharges worried shooters and made them hesitant to use it. Feeding and extraction issues also added to the mess. Finally, the gun was pulled from the market before the end of the year. 2mm Colibri. This gun is literally a joke. This pistol is tiny. It is so small that it fired a bullet that is just about half an inch long. It was the creation of an Austrian watchmaker in 1910. The name Colibri comes from German, which means hummingbird, and reaffirms its size. It was initially marketed as a self-defense tool that can be easily concealed. The idea was that you can easily draw this gun out of your pocket without raising any suspicion. That sounds good, doesn't it? But it turns out it was difficult to execute in real life. The gun was so small that handling and firing it were next to impossible. In the surprising scenario that you managed to fire a round, a swift kick to the assailant's shin should be so much better than using this gun. That surely does say something about the gun's reliability. Since the bullet has no spin and velocity, these guns are collector's items. Rohm RG-10. These German-made revolvers with a .22 ACP caliber have consistently topped lists of the worst revolvers ever, and here is why. The frames of this gun are made of a very weak metal alloy. This made it extra prone to fracture. It was often found that the parts of this gun are shoddy and they break off quite easily. The cylinder will also freely spin, which means that the cylinder and the barrel do not always line up properly. This can be fatal to all. The pins holding the internal parts would often create holes where they were inserted, and this led to the entire mechanism to rattle around. The repeated firing was another major issue. The misaligned bullets that battered the rear of the barrel could cause the barrel to loosen and fall off, which was something you would never want to happen. You're certainly not an idiot to buy these guns, are you? So why did you thank us and hit that subscribe button? You can regularly watch more videos about all the cool guns out there, and also don't forget to check out our video about the cheap handguns that are better than your petty collection. We're sure that it will help you out.